Hello, before I start this video, especially Ren fans, I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because one of the people from YouTube told me about it. Wave of Change is a fundraiser that is currently raising money for Global Lyme Alliance. Now, a lot of you know that Ren suffers from Lyme's disease, and there is basically a fundraiser that says if everyone donated just $1, what could we achieve from that? There's no pressure. I know that not everyone is able to, but I thought before I start this video I could bring it to people's attention and put a link in the description. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you for your time. Let's begin the video. Hello friends, I'm Phoebe. I'm on a music discovery journey and I would love for you to join me. I'm checking out artists from around the world, both new, old and everything in between, because I've felt like I've been living under a rock when it comes to music for the last few years or decades of my life, and I need to catch up. I started this channel as it means to hold myself accountable and actually listen to more music and hopefully make it work so that it becomes a full-time thing. And the more support I have, the easier that is to achieve, basically. So if you wouldn't mind, if you have the capacity, please like and subscribe. Every little helps and it makes a massive difference, I promise. I appreciate it too. We are on a rabbit hole, the Ren rabbit hole at the moment. I mean, we're going down many rabbit holes because so much music, so little time, and these branches are just constantly growing, and it's great, but I'm so overwhelmed that I never know what to do next. But naturally, Ren's work has been fascinating and I'm enjoying this one. So we started with Love Music Part 1. I am now on to Part 2. I've got lyrics up next to me and we should just listen. I've never seen a video for this as such, just the artwork.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Oh, my apologies. We want it loud. We want it as loud as it will go, you know. Okay. Now.
Testing 1 2 1 2. How's my levels? Is that coming out okay? Can you hear me? Hang on.
I hear.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Oi, what do you get if you take a Welsh boy? Mix in some lunacy, mix in some noise, mix in affliction with music addiction, conviction and friction, and leave it to boil. Friend, but don't overcook me please. Serve me with the fine wine and the cheddar cheese, cause I'll immature with age and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach. Deep, I speak metaphors in my sleep, soliloquies and solitude, my mind on the beat. Neat, I repeat words retweet, I said neat, I repeat words retweet. Heat, I chase pretty girls till I'm weak. I was talking to this one girl just last week. She said, Ren, you're so tongue-in-cheek, but it was hard to hear her talk with my tongue in the cheek. Half animal and cannibal, I'm flammable, it's tangible, my casual, yeah, radical, grammatical mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural, detachable from my skull socket in my spine.
Insane, is he possessed by a monster? Hunchback of Notre Dame type posture, clasping his hands like a rapist lobster.
Talk like Tony Montana, mobster. Say hello to my little friend once again. I got more lines than a cocaine den. Ren, I'll say you once again if you forget. Ren, fill your lungs out like a cigarette.
I wanted to stop so many times. There is so much going on in these lyrics and I'm processing them at the speed of a snail. I think I'm going to listen to the whole thing through and then we're going to break it down, because there are too many points at this point. Let's listen to more.
Den. Ren, I'll say you once again if you forget. Ren, fill your lungs out like a cigarette. Haha, the kiddie with the wordplay fetish. Alliteration of a lines are lush like lettuce. I live my life with love and light, illuminate like lightning. The liberation leader with linguistics of a lion. You know it's all just fun and games, yeah honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it, yeah. Yes, I sink MCs like battleships plundered. Twist words like Tony Hawk's 900. Post that quote on Tumblr. Reblog that quote if you want to, dub. Cause I'ma bring the love, I'ma sing the love. Half chav, half hippie, I'm a chippy love. And I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv. So I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood. Because we need some love, we need it like a drug. And even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug, you deserve a hug. Cause man, believe me, yes, you're brilliant. I shape the scene like Shakespeare, now they call me William. I'm killing them all over every border of meridian. I'm giving them my idiom, so harder than iridium. I'm purer than Bolivian, I'm deeper than amphibians. A dippy lippy, pretty looking hippie village idiot. You know it's all just fun and games, yeah honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And I love it, yeah. Remember in the 90s, people used to sing rap. Well, I'ma try to bring that right back. Sean Paul taught me how to beat, and Shaggy told him it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But I saw you on the CCTV. It wasn't me. Breaking into Toys R Us last week. It wasn't me. You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously, you're insane, man. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're talking to yourself. You're a motherfucking nutter. You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film, seriously, really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes. Shaken, not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden eye fixed on the Thunderbolt checklist. Diamonds are forever, so I eat them for breakfast. Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. Through your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the moon, rake a skyfall. You got to know.
All those James Bond references. There's so many references in this.
Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. Through your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the moon, rake a skyfall. You got to know, I got the flow. I'm Dr. No, with the license to kill. The man with the golden gun type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Gold finger? Nah, golden tongue. And I'm sending this message from Russia with love. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I went to Casino Royale. The world is not enough.
I love that. Fade out. That was actually really fun. There was so many references in that. It was quite an easy listen. In terms of like it sounded pleasant, but there was so many, and this is more of the rap style, so it naturally will be a bit faster for me or anyone. Let's start again. Let's listen to that again and just break down some of the lyrics and some of the music that we're hearing. Love is that a trumpet or a sax? It's a brass metal of sorts, right? That was a nice touch. It's got it's got an almost ska slash, maybe not ska. I don't know. I don't know what kind of, not that it matters to label it, but what kind of sound do we describe that as? I really like that Ren's sound is just not one. It's not one size fits all in the genre. And as an ADHD person, that's quite satisfying. Some people hate that. Some people like routine and structure and things as so, and it can't venture out of that box. And you see people in comments all the time like, you're not doing this the way I want you to. They know what they like. But I like to be a bit more open-minded and understand people are different, and you can't please everyone anyway. That's something I learned a long time ago. But the variety is quite fun. I like that. I'm a person that has an open mind, and whilst I'm not like a big fan of rap music, I can appreciate it for what it is. And there are, no matter what type of music it is, there are so many pieces of music that I know so much work has gone into it. This was quite fun though. This made me smile a lot, and I like that as well. Okay, let's listen to that again.
Testing 1 2 1 2. How's my levels? Is that coming out okay? Can you hear me? Hang on. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Oi, what?
I love how he started that, where like once he's got it all sounding good, the hello, introducing. I like how it started. It built with those extra instruments coming in after. Quite like there's nothing complex about it. Sometimes simple is all you need, and that's quite satisfying. Even the or whatever that is, I like it. It makes you feel happy, right?
Can you hear me? Hang on. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hello. Oi, what do you get if you take a Welsh boy? Mix in some lunacy, mix in some noise, mix in affliction with music addiction, conviction and friction, and leave it to boil.
So he's talking about like cooking up a storm with his work, and talking about himself, or introducing himself. So he's from Wales. His work, it comes with a bit of lunacy, mix in some noise, audio, mix in affliction with music addiction. He loves music. Conviction and friction, and leave it to boil. He says it with conviction. He wants to talk about subjects that might be uncomfortable for people, cause a bit of friction. I guess there's simplicity in that, but it's very, very fun the way he's worded it and rhymed it together. That's all part of the art, isn't it? And then it's still talking about food, or keeping with that theme for the next part.
Mix in some noise, mix in affliction with music addiction, conviction and friction, and leave it to boil. Friend, but don't overcook me please. Serve me with the fine wine and the cheddar cheese, cause I'll immature with age, and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach.
I'll immature with age. Like I want to be silly. It doesn't matter. You don't have to get more mature with age. He's just poking fun at it, I think. I love to hear what other people make of these as well, because I'm not always right. This is just my interpretation, as you know. This is what I have fun with. Some things I get horrendously wrong, or I miss details, and that could be my brain just works differently. Plus, this is my very first time hearing it, so there are going to be details that I don't get first time round, or actually this is my second time hearing it now. And at first there were so many lyrics that were coming at me, but I didn't have the process in first listen to get everything, because I'm trying to take in the sound and what he's saying and the way he's saying it. There's a lot to break down. Thankfully, on this occasion, we don't also have a video on top of that, because that adds another layer. But I do enjoy a video, especially if it's one by Ren.
And leave it to boil. Friend, but don't overcook me please. Serve me with the fine wine and the cheddar cheese, cause I'll immature with age, and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach.
What does that mean? Don't deep freeze. I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach. Fire lyrics, fire, like that's like describe something as, if you describe something as fire, you're like, this is like good shit, basically. So I guess I'll melt your freezer with, because he brings the fire lyrics. I guess don't deep freeze means like I'm not the opposite of that. He's giving himself credit where credit is due, I think.
The cheese, cause I'll immature with age, and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach. Deep. I speak metaphors in my sleep, soliloquies in solitude, my mind on the beat. Neat. I repeat words, retweet. I said neat. I repeat words, retweet.
So that's kind of, again, fairly simple. I like that he put soliloquies in there. I really love just the word soliloquy. Speak metaphors in my sleep. Yeah, especially with, I find that a lot of rap or rap style lyrics have a lot of comparison to something. The theme in this is I heard a lot of references to film, movies, James Bond stuff, and it's not all of it, but sometimes it's like, I do this, or I'm bringing this flow. Sorry, it's so basic lyrics, but like, I'm bringing this to the table, like, and something else. And sometimes it's kind of a fun play on words. Sometimes it's a joke. Sometimes it's just a reference to something that you can go, oh yeah, I know that thing. Kind of breaking the fourth wall, but not. I mean, with things that we know, things in reality that we can identify or just say that we know them, basically. The next bit.
Heat. I chase pretty girls till I'm weak. I was talking to this one girl just last week. She said, Ren, I guess so tongue in cheek, but it was hard to hear her talk with my tongue in the cheek.
I was a bit shocked the first time around, and I was trying to process it all. It was what I thought I heard. That's him being a bit cheeky, literally, I guess you could say. He's having a joke about, you know, he likes pretty girls. He doesn't just like them. He tastes them. Anyways, moving on.
Repeat words, retweet. Heat. I chase pretty girls till I'm weak. I was talking to this one girl just last week. She said, Ren, I guess so tongue in cheek, but it was hard to hear her talk with my tongue in the cheek.
Just I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory to every adult watching this. Need I say more? No, I can't keep a straight face. I enjoy the metaphorical cheek reference that he's also the he does this thing where he does an impression of someone or who will change his voice. He's made it. He's pretending to sound like one of the girls that has said, Ren, you're so tongue-in-cheek. And then he's talking about his tongue in the metaphorical cheek, or the body that is referred to, the cheeks in between the anyways.
Half animal and cannibal, half animal.
Oh, hang on.
Guess so tongue in cheek, but it was hard to hear her talk with my tongue in the cheek. Half animal and cannibal, half animal. It's tangible, my casual, yeah, radical, grammatical mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural, detachable from my skull socket in my spine.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of words there. That was probably the fastest bit that the first two times it's gone right over my head. I was just kind of, how is he saying that? How, like, huh? Half animal and cannibal. I'm flammable, it's tangible. My casual yet radical grammatical mind is practical, impactful, or awful, and really quite supernatural. Yeah. Is he saying a half animal, like animalistic? These urges that people might have. Cannibal. just either stating the obvious or using that as another. I don't think that's as much metaphor. It might be. I'm flammable. I'm fire. It's tangible. It's kind of self-explanatory. It checks out. My casual yet radical grammatical mind, his skill, his talent for writing lyrics, is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural. I mean, it's quite supernatural. He's got a talent for doing this. Not everyone can do this. And his way of creating art is very unique, basically. Yeah, I agree with that. It's impactful as well. It is. There are a lot of, again, he mentioned it already in hinting at the fact that he talks about subjects that are meant to get people talking, meant to spark debate, meant to open your eyes to society, or make you think in some way. He provokes thought constantly. Even this, like, on the surface, it feels like it's just a fun rap song, a fun rap with a kind of chill. I can't think of that sound, that genre that I'm thinking about, but it sounds quite fun. But actually, he's still stating facts about what he does. He's talking about what he brings to the table.
Mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural, detachable from my skull, socket in my spine.
How far? Really quite supernatural. Is that how he said it?
Mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural, detachable from my skull, socket in my spine.
Insane, is he possessed by a monster? Hunchback of Notre Dame type posture, clasping his hands like a rapist lobster.
Talk like Tony Montana, mobster. Say hello to my little friend once again. I got more lines than a cocaine den.
So he's referring to things in like pop culture stuff, or like movies. Notre Dame, detachable from my skull, socket in my spine. That one's a bit of a tricky one to explain what I think he means. Detachable from my skull, like my mind is not part of me, or but it is. I'm not sure on that one. I guess because the next line says, insane is he possessed by a monster, right? So maybe that's the parts of his brain that he doesn't want to be there, or maybe things that he can switch off or switch to. I don't know. That's a tricky one, but it does provoke thought. Hunchback of Notre Dame type posture, just basically talking about how he stands, how he holds himself. It could also be just it could be part of the way he is. For me, I have scoliosis, so one shoulder is higher. My shoulders look slightly broad sometimes. Not everyone notices it, but some people have said before they've got like weird shoulders. Some people ask me if I'm a man and all these things, which I'm not really offended by it. It's just sometimes people don't think to ask, like, I don't know, in a more inquisitive way. I don't know. Sometimes people just don't have a filter. There's reasons for everything, but yeah, my posture isn't the best. I actually have a chair that helps me in with back support. Basically, I'm gonna take this off the screen because it's not a video to watch, so we can listen to it. I wish I used it a bit more because I sit forward a lot because the cat has been sitting behind me. So I moved forward for him, but he's gone now. He went out to gallivant outside. Anyway, one of our cats, we've got two. He talks about Tony Montana, mobster. Tony Montana is from it's Scarface, and that's where Say Hello to My Little Friend is from. Pretty sure Tony Montana is Scarface. But then he does kind of talk a bit more about mafia things. I've got more lines than a cocaine den. I say it once again, if you forget, Ren, fill your lungs up like a cigarette. Like he fills up your... He takes over. He brings in this feeling, almost like comparing smoke filling up your lungs like a cigarette, instead a metaphorical way that takes over, perhaps. I'm pretty sure Tony Montana is Scarface. Now I just want to check. Yes, it is Tony Montana. Okay.
Mobster, say hello to my little friend once again. I got more lines than a cocaine den. Ren, I say you once again if you forget. Ren, fill your lungs out like a cigarette. Haha, the kiddie with the wordplay fetish. Alliteration of a lines are lush like lettuce. I live my life with love and light, illuminate like lightning. The liberation leader with linguistics of a lion. You
again, lots of words in a very short space of time, but alliteration lover. He likes writing. He likes this type of writing. Lush like lettuce. I live my life with love and light, illuminate the lightning. Kind of good vibes. I need to answer the door. Be right back. I'm back. I never had to do that during a recording, but I was waiting on a delivery that I thought wasn't actually going to come today, and I had to go answer the door. We have a friend. Owlie is here. Everyone say hi to Owlie. Anyway, let's get back to the track because honestly, I'm enjoying this. So alliteration lover lines are lush like a lettuce. I live my life with love and light, illuminate like lightning. So we did that bit. The liberation leader with linguistics of a lion. There's lots of L's. Is that fun with words that he has that still make sense as well? Liberation leader, like the things he believes in, his values, they're really important to him. Liberation leader is quite a good title actually. Linguistics of a lion, fierce language, and then
no, it's all just fun and games, yeah, honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it, yeah. Yes, I
do. No, that is fun as well. The chorus, just talking about, it's all fun and games. Music, it soothes my soul. I love it. I love music. Part 2. He's just gonna chill there. And then
like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it, yeah. Yes, I sink MCs like battleships plundered. Twist words like Tony Hawk's 900. Post that quote on Tumblr. Reblog that quote if you want to, dub. Cause I'ma bring the love, I'ma sing the love. Half chav, half hippie, I'm a chippy love. And I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv. So I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood. But
I thought that was funny. So he's talking about how he's good at this by saying, I sink MCs like battleships plundered. There's a reference to battleships, sinking them. Twist words like Tony Hawk's 900. Tony Hawk, skateboarder, moves, twisting 900. He's having fun with the words. He's saying, I do this like this. What my earlier reference was about some rap songs where they say, I do this like something, and then put a popular pop culture reference or something in there that people can relate to or have seen somewhere before or heard of. And that's quite clever. Post that quote on Tumblr. He said something earlier about tweeting, retweet what I said, and now he's kind of talking about other social media. I'll bring the love, sing the love, and then he talks about himself. Well, he refers to himself as half chav, half hippie. I'm a chippy. Raised in the country, not the city. Another kind of fact about his upbringing. But also, like, you know, maybe that's also why he is the way he is, or just don't assume things until you know.
Chippy love, and I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv. So I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood, because we need some love. We need it like a drug, and even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug.
When he said about, I was raised in the country, not the city. He's he brings in another like funny little line. I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood. Like, out here in the country, we got like cheese and crops, and we're not here to stab people. Kinda. That's what I would say anyway. Even if you're minging, even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug. Oh, what's wrong with pugs? Guess they've got a name for themselves for being like an ugly dog, but they're cute. I love all dogs. I think they're cute in their own ways.
People blood, because we need some love. We need it like a drug, and even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug, you deserve a hug. Cause man, believe me, yes, you're brilliant. I shake the scene like Shakespeare, now they call me William. I'm killing them all over every border and meridian. I'm giving them my idiom, so harder than iridium. I'm purer than Bolivian, I'm deeper than amphibians. A dippy lippy, pretty looking hippie village idiot.
A lot of words again, but he talks about needing love. We need it like a drug. We talk about love can be a drug sometimes, about how it makes you feel high, makes you feel certain things, and we all need it. And no matter who you are, what you look like, you still need love. Everyone deserves it, deserves a hug. I shake the scene like Shakespeare, a famous writer. He was very good with words and well known. I'm pretty sure most people know who Shakespeare is, but there might be people living under rocks or not familiar. And his first name was William, so he's comparing himself to the modern day Shakespeare, saying, now they call me William. I would say, I'm killing them all over every border, the meridian, border line. I'm giving them my APM so hard that they're ridden. Is APM like beats something per minute? It's not beats per minute, it's, what is APM music? This just says associated production music, but I don't think it's that. Whatever he's saying, basically what I'm doing here, you're impressed, you're ridden, maybe, I'm not sure. If someone can help with that one, that would be useful, but no pressure. I'm purer than Bolivian, I'm deeper than amphibian. Amphibian being like frogs and such. Deeper than? And then Dippy Lippy Pretty Looking Hippie Village Idiot, he's kind of describing himself as that, someone that's like silly, not afraid to have a bit of fun, lippy, like a bit leery, speaks his mind, pretty looking hippie, complimenting himself, and it says village idiot, which is poking fun, I guess. And then back to the chorus. Why can't I move this?
Iridium, I'm purer than Bolivian, I'm deeper than amphibians, a dippy lippy pretty looking hippie village idiot. You know it's all just fun and games, yeah honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And I love it, yeah. Remember.
Nice how he did a different style to And I Love It there. I already forgot that second time round. Very cool. Just shows his different ways of art.
Remember in the 90s, people used to sing rap, but I'ma try to bring that right back. Sean Paul taught me how to beat, and Shaggy told him it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But I saw you on the CCTV. It wasn't me. Breaking into Toys R Us last week. It wasn't me. You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously.
So, just referencing some popular artists, Sean Paul, and then Shaggy, and then referencing stuff from them, particularly Shaggy's very famous "It Wasn't Me," and then him doing an impression. This quite funny because it doesn't sound much like Shaggy. Sorry, my phone just vibrated and I wanted to turn it off on silent. Doesn't sound like Shaggy, but it's close enough that it's more poking fun than being serious about it. I think he would want to sound more like Shaggy if he was being serious, but because this is all just fun and games, honey, I think he's done it purposely like that. Like, so I'm not criticizing the way he's done that. I'm complimenting it in a way that he's purposely meant for it to sound a bit silly, but also we still know that he's doing a Shaggy impression, you know? Unless Ren is doing that in all seriousness, then I am so sorry, because that wasn't my intention. I'm not trying to tear it down. I'm just trying to explain what I think he's done on purpose for that reason.
Last week, it wasn't me. You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously, you're insane, Ran. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're talking to yourself. You're a mother flicking that art. You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film, seriously, really quite bollocks.
So, another reference to him being called insane, and I know he talks a lot about that in Hi Ren, and actually goes deeper into that on a more serious note. But he does reference this quite a fair bit so far in his songs, or at least I feel like he's mentioned this quite a few times. And then saying you're talking to yourself, you're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace, again a popular film reference, which is also a James Bond reference. And then he opens up the James Bond dialogue and just references a whole load of James Bond movie titles, which was, it's again stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, that's a James Bond movie, that's a James Bond movie, that's a James Bond movie. There are quite a number of them in this part actually coming up.
You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film, seriously, really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes, shaken not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters.
Quotes from James Bond, at least. He directly says James Bond reflexes. Shaken not stirred is something that James Bond has famously said in the movies. One reference so far, Quantum of Solace.
It's really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes, shaken not stirred when I'm mixing up.
Oh, I only just recognised the James Bond riff or melody. I didn't notice that the first time. Oh.
Film seriously, really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes. Shaken not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden.
That was cool. I was too busy listening at first. Sometimes, for instance, when he sung Back on 74 and the Sting intro during Back on 74, I could hear the Sting melody, and people were quite impressed that I noticed it. And I was like, how come some people miss that? But actually, I get it now, because I missed that the first time round, and now I can't unhear it.
Really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes. Shaken not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden eye fixed on the Thunderbolt checklist. Diamonds are forever, so I eat them for breakfast. Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. Through your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the moonraker skyfall. You got to know, I got the flow. I'm Dr. No, with the license to kill. The man with the golden gun type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Gold finger? Nah, golden tongue.
And that was already 15, and then he said Goldfinger, which I think was 16. I don't think you mentioned that as well. I don't know why I really remember You Only Live Twice. I think that was one that we studied in school for a while. It's one of the older ones. I enjoyed a few James Bond movies, but there are a lot that I've forgotten now. It's been quite a while. Other than the more recent ones that I would have seen recently, but still, there are a lot of them. So we're on 16 with Goldfinger, I think.
Type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Goldfinger? Nah, golden tongue. And I'm sending this message from Russia with love. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I went to Casino Royale. The world is not enough.
20, I think, James Bond references. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's a good rounded number. Maybe he purposely wanted to do that. There are more movies, right? James Bond movies. I think 20 is enough. There are 27 at this point in time. Nuts. This was this YouTube video was uploaded when, let's see, because this is fairly old, 9 years ago. So there have been more James Bond movies coming out since then, so it could be that as well. Spectre might have been released, but maybe when he wrote this it wasn't released, because, you know, just because they released it on YouTube doesn't mean it was written and released that very year. But just, yeah, that's just me going into a little side quest. Funny, he's done the funny thing about more golden tongue. He's demonstrating his talent for something I wouldn't know. Have no idea what he's talking about actually. And then it fades out. That was a really fun one. I will be doing Live Music Part 3 and Part 4. I think there are 4 parts in total. I have had some people spoil it a little bit. I get that everyone is passionate and excited. I think going in... When I go down an artist rabbit hole the first time, I don't... Unless someone has said, you should watch this, and give me more information, a lot of the time I don't know much. And when it reminds me of that feeling when I first went down the Ren rabbit hole with high Ren. I didn't know what I was expecting. And I think I prefer that, even if it's like a triggering subject. 9 times out of 10 it will say on the video, discretion is advised or something. But whilst I do get upset and feel emotions, I am okay with triggering subjects, and I like to acknowledge them and talk about them and appreciate them. There might be some people that are like, hey, you should watch this. This is what happens in it. And I'm like, please don't give me all the information. Again, I get that people might not realise or might not know. To tell me there is a Love Music 3 and 4, that's more than enough. If it's Ren, I'm happy to go down it. But to give away a bit more information kind of spoils it a bit, even if it's like foreshadowing. And again, I appreciate people have my best interests at heart when saying like, oh, this is going to be a sad one, get the tissues ready. I understand people want to give a heads up. So there's no judgment for doing that. But yeah, and I guess knowing it's going to be a happy or sad is okay, and I'm just about okay with it. I sometimes wish I didn't know, because it can affect my emotions, and to a point where most of the time when it's been a sad one, I have been sad. But sometimes someone will tell me it's been a sad one, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's sad, but not get super upset, which I want to. But with Ren stuff, I don't think that has been the case anyway. So just to point out, and you might not even be watching at this point anyway. But thank you so much for all the recommendations that come in for Ren, because he's a lot of fun to listen to. It's a pleasure listening to everything he does, and there is so much out there. I've seen that he is also releasing new work at the moment, so I would love to maybe catch up to that. I think there's 7 parts. So I'd like to catch up to that soon, but we'll see, because there's just so much to do, so little time, right? Thank you to anyone that has contributed to this with donations. That has helped me do this more. But I've also got to work a job, and this is not full-time just yet, but maybe one day it will be. We'll see. On that note, I think that's it. I think that's all. I've just clicked something by mistake. I think that's it. So in that case, I will see you for the next one very soon. Take care. See you soon, hopefully. And bye-bye.